Hey, my friends in California. I'm doing some gardening today, and I'm pulling out these little white things that are a great ground cover. So if anybody in South City, like my boy Ashish Chandra, or like Curly, maybe some Peepers, Bonite. You live in South City, darling. Anyhow, my sweetest teacher on earth. But so I'm doing some gardening, and look how beautiful. Got some nice succulents there. Oh, what else do we use that word succulent with? Oh, I've never heard a woman say succulent about a man, but I've heard a man say succulent about a woman. So these are really beautiful. They get into a bush. I got some cactuses from Sweet Lupita's over in Walnut Creek. Look at that motherfucker. Bad, huh? And look at those. Aren't those beautiful? And I got these, so I got to separate them so they could grow more and split them up a little bit if I can. And this thing's kind of delicate. But I got some seeds. I got some red sunflowers. I got some seeds that look like that and like that too. So I pulled out all these white things. So if any of y'all is looking for some ground cover, I've cleaned them up a bit. But these things, look how big from just the root right here. You know? So, to help me quit smoking, look at that. I want that one to get big. But see, I got a ton of purple here. So I went all the way over to Walnut Creek. I caught the bus and the train, actually the BART, so I could walk and see all the gardens in the area. And I was swiping some bushes. Now this one I really love. But this little one here I really want to grow, but maybe it gets too much sun or something. I don't know, so I'm going to move it and give it some vitamins, and hopefully, it looks kind of delicate, you know? And so does this one. You know, like you guys think I'm delicate. I'm definitely not a snowflake, but I love living in America and California, and I am for the people. Even if it's not for my people, I will still be for the people. Because those people are my people. My people are your people. Anyhow, look at this. I love that. Fibonacci. So look at that. These things grow in South City so good, you just break off a little piece, and you plant it, and they just keep growing. So I cleaned out all them. Look at all them white ones, man. Them folks got big. Did our lawn. See, this ain't my house, but I'll inherit it. But who cares? I'm just gonna rent it out. Got a beautiful lion like the Italians. I'm putting these white things here. Got a little piggy there for good luck. See, I got more of that one right there. It's nice. Got an elephant for good luck. Got this little cute little thing there. I don't know what we're naming that, but she's cute. And I'm putting some over there. Oops, an owl. Ooh, backwards. Go backwards so you could go forwards. Slow down so you could speed up. These are not the droids you're looking for. Anyhow, so my question is, Robert Swanson, Rob Saeed, can you come do... Dude, hey, Rob. Actually, bro, I thought about... The other day I was shooting live and I walked and I'm like, I would like to start a thing where people just go clean up neighborhoods a little bit. Like, maybe people need some gardening. My aunt's like, you're a gardener. I go, I know it. I love it. I love flowers. So I actually might go around the neighborhood and put little door hangers up. Like, hey, if you want some flowers planted and some mild pruning and stuff like that, I'd be happy to do it. And see, these things over here keep growing, so they're going to get bigger. So then I could just break off a little piece and put like little colorful flowers around people's garden easily. And that'll be my snowflakeness. So my thing was, I thought about it, because I learned a lot about the heart-mind sync. See, Bruce Lipton talks about that, and Joe Dispenza a lot. And Wim Hof breathing exercise is really awesome. If you guys did any of those three things, if you guys just watch them, Wim Hof breathing exercise, Joe Dispenza stuff, like talks about how to do breathing exercise and clear up your energy sectors. So you don't even have to believe in chakras. Like, somebody told me that chakras were fake, because somebody else told me also that there's these energy sectors that go up and down your spine that are separate from chakras. And I'm like, well, until I learn something physically inside my body that physically says, oh, this is your chakra, and oh, that's your energy sector, I'm just going to associate all that crap. So I may not always have the politically correct title to please asshats like Gabe Sorensen, because you have some friends that just like to say, like, oh, that's so not true. But really, you're like 2 steps away from the fucking deepest truth. You know, but there's like corporations in between, and all you have to do is fucking cross the street, you asshole. Oh, I guess there's no affiliation between the Lucifer I mean, there's an observatory. The Vatican owns the largest observatory in the world. The Vatican. Okay, well, I don't know why. I don't know why supposedly they have all the old ancient information locked up in their basement. I don't know that either. We don't want to talk about any of that stuff. No. But, where was I going with that? See, I got into my like little thing. So the information, they're holding back information. Why? Under the basement. What the fuck was I talking about? Anyhow, it doesn't matter, man. I go on all fucking day. The rabbit hole's so deep. But so I'm correcting and making my videos better every single time I shoot a video. I'm going to try to make it a little bit better, a little bit more humorous. See, because I exude a lot of energy when I talk. And I noticed my aunt does the same thing. Like you go to say something to somebody, and it's like you're lathering them with this energy besides the words that you're saying. Like this, it's like fucking, oh, let me take this trench coat off you just put over me, my body. Okay, the facts are, ding, 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 ding. I didn't need this lather of fucking slime. Like that show when we were kids. Remember you used to dive in the thing and they have it at Great America. Anyhow, so, the heart-mind connection. Yes, Joe Dispenza and Wim Hof breathing exercise and Bruce Lipton. So, well, the post says Einstein. See, Einstein, somebody brought it very clear to me. Einstein is truly amazing and whatever. So, Einstein measured nothingness. So, okay, now what? How's that going to help us progress in life? Anyhow, that guy Hussein, I wish I knew his last name right now. That guy is a fucking brilliant. You know what he had to do? He like literally lived in his van for 5 years so he could keep doing research and be left alone and not having people infiltrate him with side suggestions like your family online. Like, what's he talking about? Like that type of stuff. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry I'm not watching fucking monster trucks and so focused on being faithful to the Niners and Colin Kaepernick. Hey, remember guys, we gotta kneel to show our solidarity and show our pride for human rights and those like Malaysian kids that make Nike shoes in the Kaepernick jersey. It's like the most intelligent thing we did together. Okay, and I'm not saying nothing about this Nipsey guy. I don't know who Nipsey was. But it seemed like all of a sudden Nipsey became Moses. I'm like, who's this Nipsey guy? Was he just some cool ass cat that like everybody in the hood knew him and all of a sudden he became a folk hero? Well, I'm really grateful that people all of a sudden rise up. How many black people need to keep getting killed? How many black men need to keep dying by other black men for us to rise up? Hey, I got some pride again in myself, in my soul, because I'm super bad. Listen, world. Yeah, I guess I'll have to look up that Nipsey. Why, I don't care. Good for him. I'm happy. But I'm more interested in why everybody jumped on his nuts. Like posted him like he's the Holy Grail. This guy carried the ark in his right next to his DB subs. You'd think so, the way that fucking the same people that love Kaepernick so much rose up. I'm sure it was a lot of the same people. Like if we checked like little sociology tests. How many boxes did you check this year? We should do like the little personality tests. We should, I don't know. I don't want to act like I'm telling people what to do. So I'm going to be creative. I'm going to make my own personality test and have people check the thing. And it's going to be basically, hey, Prime. Hey, thanks for closing all the malls, bro. You guys think malls are going to close faster now? Or not? You think automation's going to speed up now or slow down? I don't know, but all of a sudden, all the shit that I was talking about for the past 4 fucking years seeming to line up pretty damn, I don't know. It's called synchronicity with information that's already out there that nobody finds of interest. I don't know, and I don't care. It's going to be hard though. Well, not hard, because I'm working on it in each live video. Clarifying and lowering and diluting my spirit ego. Because evidently, when you're in the now moment, like Eckhart Tolle got really famous off bringing people to the now moment. Not thinking about the past girlfriend that died and fucked up shit I might have done in the relationship to ruin that, and that she's dead and she didn't deserve all that and I'm a piece of crap. No. Not having guilt about that. I could sit there and tell myself, well, she got to feel love again one last time before she passed away because she deserved it. And who better to deal with losing a loved one than I? I lost both parents. I lost a brother who was on San Quentin death row for 3 strikes. Joseph Perez. Binky. Boy, I was so happy I spoke at his funeral. I was the only person that showed up from the Bassillio side of the family. My Uncle Andy wasn't there. My aunt and uncle didn't want to go at the end. And so I went there and put my phone down. It's on my BioKeeper page. I have the recorded video, Andy. If you want to go to my BioKeeper page on YouTube, I have the video of me speaking there, talking, reading my journal writing. Oh boy, I held back some words because I did say that people will pay for their, the father. It was pretty funny. I'm sorry. Whatever, his wife's on here and my friend. I forget her name at the moment, but it doesn't matter. Of course she doesn't want me to say her name. But so, my brother's dad spoke. And he's saying how he had to go to therapy for 2 years to get him to confidently say that it wasn't his fault. Which it wasn't his fault, but we all play into something somehow, some way. And my brother had a purpose too. His purpose was here to get us all to realize and appreciate our life. I asked some people, I go, do you guys know my brother's favorite color? Do you know his favorite song? It's probably Tupac. Jessica said, who is his cousin, his everything, many times in and out. So I made sure I just shook and kissed her hand. I bowed and walked out. Like a soldier. For my mother. And my brother. I bet you nobody there stood up and said, oh, poor Joey. I don't know what they said. They just probably mentioned a bunch of good times that everybody's sitting around feeling good about themselves. You know, at a funeral, like, if you're lucky, 100 people will show up if it's not raining. If it's not raining, their loyalty will show. Guess what? My aunt texted a bunch of people, hey, our dog died and all this stuff online, because she's not on Facebook, and she's not really in social media, so she didn't know, like, how people reach out, and yeah, there's real, you could feel heart and emotions through the internet. It's pretty interesting, if you just open yourself up, and like, they are real, because I have some friends that are deep as hell, and I'm like, are you even real, bro? I don't even know if they're real. They're always posting trippy photos, so you don't even know. You're like, are you a freaking alien? Anyhow, life is so good and rich. All the flavors in a burrito is just so yummy. So anyhow, yeah, none of them, so only 100 people will show up to your funeral at best. So that's why I posted a thing like, all we're really worth is how you make people feel. And the past almost doesn't exist until you remember it. So, the past almost doesn't exist until you remember it. So therefore, don't crap yourself out about your guilty problems, because as you evolve in the present moment, after reading Eckhart Tolle's book, or watching Eckhart Tolle YouTube videos, which is free, everybody, learn to calm your stress that you're feeling right now, because you got freaked out when you went to the store, and everybody seemed to, like you could feel the tension in the air, yet there's Lysol all up in the air everywhere. There's not a germ in the fucking room, but everybody fucking you could slice it. The tension, you could feel it. It's called emotions, people. You could actually see. That's what I'm talking about. Why haven't Nikola Tesla and Einstein talked about the heart-mind sync? Because our mind, our heart actually is stronger than our brain. The mind is like an antenna, and there's all these radio waves out there. Like the radio, the disc jockey that you listen to on the radio, he's not actually in your car. I know how funny that sounds. But we don't actually know where our positive attitude comes from, or our negative attitude comes from, or our thoughts. We don't know where they come from. They just pop in our head. And whatever's programmed in our subliminal brain, which you will learn from listening to Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza, and you could clear out what's in your subliminal brain and your heart and your energy settings with Wim Hofman, breathing exercise, and Joe Dispenza's breathing exercise. I'm sure Bruce Lipton talks about breathing exercise too. Anyhow, so those three gentlemen will change the world if you just watch them. And Eckhart Tolle. Like literally, like Nelson Mandela was in jail for 10 years, and Tony Robbins interviewed him like, how'd you survive in there? And he's like, I was preparing. Life's all about mindset, ladies and gentlemen. If we stop living like an ostrich, pull our head out of the dirt and look around, there's more problems out there than our little problems. And we are not the sun, no matter how much we like to think so. We are not the sun, and our relatives and our friends and family are not Earth's moons revolving around us. Ain't that right? He fucked up. He chose that life. Well, that's really sweet of you, Andy. Well, I understand you miss my mom, your sister, and your brothers. But that's a little harsh about my brother. He fucked up. He chose that life. Yeah, I know we all have opportunities, but maybe he felt more love from his homies at the time than he did his relatives, which is understandable. But I know he stole your sweats, man. Shit happens, bro. Uncle Rick's still mad about Grandma. 40 years later. Let's just spend the rest of our life fucking thinking about fucked up childhoods. Well, I didn't have my daddy. You had your daddy, Andy. You had your daddy. I didn't have my daddy. I'm just going to drink myself to death, say, I didn't have a daddy. Every problem I have is my daddy's. He didn't love me. My mother told me. Well, my mother, she took me to see him when he was 16, but when I was 16. Anyhow, when I did see my father after my mother died, I got to meet my father a year later. He was always local and stuff, but my mother pissed him off really bad, and so my family didn't want to take me to meet my father, on the side or anything like that. It's not, I'm my mother's property. I'm not my father's property. My mother actually took me to Mexico. For like 2 months, she ran away with me. Could you believe that shit? She's gangster. Anyhow, but my father told me when I did get to spend like 5 or 6, I'd say 6 years, before he died of a heart attack, but he had cancer in his neck. He didn't know because he was really big, and he had this big tumor there. He told me, son, never scorn a woman. And I believe I scorned that girl in Louisiana. But I don't know. She, when I went there, we went there for a project, and we would have been like really booming right now by this time already. But I guess I wasn't wise enough at the time. And I believe she was trying to make that thing into a relationship, but mirror her previous relationship that she had just gotten out of 5 years prior, that she used to cry out to the world every night when she was really intoxicated in the other room. And meanwhile, I'm in the other room, like, listening to the show. I'm like, what the fuck's she talking about? She's yelling hysterically. It's really crazy. Alcohol is a really bad thing. But it doesn't actually bring out anything that's not there. Unless you get so intoxicated that you black out, and then you continue drinking, and then something might come into you that's not there. Because I tell you, that girl turned into Heath Ledger. She really did. I'm not lying. She went in the room, went the cute little thing, went in there and listened to a bunch of heavy metal music. Then after about 2 hours, after the music playing full blast, start screaming at the top of the lungs, then come out later and looking like Heath Ledger. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I saw that shit many, many times with my eyes. Many times. Call me crazy. You go live with a crazy, it makes you crazy. But that was the greatest thing. Because she destroyed all my shit. Well, what she thought was my like online personality, but I didn't give a fuck about online personality. Then I started getting all these projections and stuff. Because, see, I always had a squeaky clean shirt and tie. Image is for the people online that care about image. And the people in the neighborhood that haven't evolved past image. See, in this neighborhood, nobody hangs out in their front yard. Not one person hangs out in their front yard in this neighborhood. Until maybe somebody starts hanging out in their front yard and they start talking to the neighbor, hey neighbor! Then they start hanging out in the front yard. Then all of a sudden, hey, everybody, let's hang out in our front yard. It's really easy to change human evolution and evolve together and just plant a small seed in somebody's head about something. Anyhow, if anybody's watching this video sometime, maybe you like the word that I hashtag Nikola Tesla, because I like Tesla stuff. I love Einstein stuff. I love Bruce Lipton. I love Wim Hof. I love Joe Dispenza. I love, doesn't matter really fuck I love. It matters what you love. But hopefully someday you love something because you found something that I said or slightly resourceful. You're like, what the hell was he talking about? Anyhow, I am not the droid you're looking for. But I promise to expose everything about the droids that I can. And the Jedi Masters. Although I'm not one. But I'm starting to understand them more every day as my now present moment grows more every day. Every second, every breath is a new opportunity to be positive, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to stay crapped out with some fucking fucked up projections from your childhood that was fucked up. It doesn't fucking matter. That's in your head now. Life dealt you a deck of cards. Now play the hand the best you can, because otherwise you're going to die. That's a great shirt.